Let's take a look at some of the many differences between these two websites. I see a lot of questions come in to my email, and I see a lot of questions on the internet where people are saying, should I sell this on eBay or should I sell this on Amazon? And, with my background, with so many years of selling on both websites, it's just a no-brainer question. I can do some quick research and determine where's the best place to sell an item. But I understand that for many people, that's really a big question and a big decision. So I'm hoping that this side-by-side comparison is going to really help you understand the key differences. And then a little later in this course, I'm going to show you how to actually make money by understanding these differences. So the first main thing is that eBay offers not only online auctions, but also fixed price sales, whereas Amazon only offers fixed price sales. So we're going to learn a little later why this is important, because there are certain things that do much better in auctions than they do in a fixed price environment. But as eBay has moved further and further towards a fixed price environment, see, eBay's trying to be more and more like Amazon by moving more towards fixed price. It is really increasing the opportunities for auction sellers, increasing the opportunities for people who specialize in the area of collectibles, hard to find items, items that are in high demand. And believe me, there are definitely ways to specialize in that niche and to be able to have an ongoing supply of high demand and high profit products coming to you that do really, really well in auctions. So it's important to understand that these are two very different marketplaces. Yes, you can sell fixed price on eBay, but very often it makes a lot more sense to sell that fixed price item on Amazon. We'll get into some real detailed examples in a little bit. On eBay, you get to create your own listings. Now, there's good and bad about that. The good is if you really know how to improve your listings, how to do all kinds of ninja tricks to get people to your listings. And that's, by the way, the subject of one of my upcoming courses called eBay Hacks. When you know all these techniques and strategies to really dramatically improve your sales and really demolish your competition on eBay, creating your own listings is an awesome, awesome thing. If you don't know how to do that stuff, well, then you're just going to be with everybody else competing in the same kind of boat, okay? So it's important to, if you are going to be selling on eBay, to know these ninja strategies to create the amazing listings that drive traffic in to your stuff and not to your competitors. Now, on Amazon, we all share the same listing. Now, this causes some drawbacks, okay? And I'm going to show you an example of how we all share an existing listing. But the main drawback is it's very hard to differentiate yourself from another seller when you're all sharing the same listing. Let me show you what I mean by sharing the same listing. Here is a listing for a GoPro digital camera. It's a video camera that you put on your helmet or on your bike or whatever. And as you can see, it's an Amazon listing. And all I did was type in GoPro. And as you can see right here, it shows 4 new ones from $329.99 and 42 used ones from $285. Okay? So here's the first problem with sharing a listing. The first problem is who made it into what we call the buy box. The buy box is the featured sellers, if you will, that actually has this listing right now. And so when you click add to cart and you don't look down here, you're buying it from the person who's in the buy box. Now there are definitely ways to get into the buy box and that kind of thing. That's not the subject of this course, but that is one big drawback right off the bat. Now if you've got a shopper, somebody who doesn't just go with the buy box but also looks here and clicks here and starts to look at these, and let's pretend that I clicked here. Now you're seeing all the different sellers who have this item for sale. In this case, it looks like Amazon itself, Amazon.com, has the buy box because they're selling this item. So they're basically the featured merchant on their website. Makes sense, right? But primarily, and I'm not going to get into what creates the, you getting into the buy box and all that. But notice that basically you're competing, in a sense, with Amazon. If you're one of these sellers, you're competing with Amazon.com. That's pretty tough competition, right? Really, basically, the point is that when Amazon.com sells out, you might be able to compete more favorably than you are if they're still active. Now, it doesn't mean that people won't buy from you. You might have some competitive advantage here in your terms and conditions. You might have an excellent positive rating. You might maybe add a little bonus or something here. But by and large, that is one of the big drawbacks of selling on Amazon is you have to share the listing with the other sellers. So it's hard to compete and differentiate yourself. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. People do it all the time, but that's one drawback. Let's look at the other, the used section of that same product. And you'll see here's one at $285, $298, $298, $297, $299, and then people put their little extra condition description. This is one way that you can compete. And, people are going to look at your rating, your feedback rating, and see where it is. They're going to do that when they compare. So the main point here that I want to show you is that you really are in one kind of pool of sellers, and you are having to compete based on price primarily, based on condition rating, and based on your feedback rating. Now, on eBay, those things are important, but there are many other things that come into play when you create your own listings. So that's one area where I believe eBay has an advantage in terms of competition. Now, on eBay, it takes longer to list items simply because you're creating a listing for every item that you put up. Now, if you happen to have an item that you are able to access a lot of inventory for, then great. You create the listing once. You do it really, really well using my eBay hacks, techniques, those strategies that really draw people to your listing as opposed to other people's listings. And you let it rip. And you do a good till canceled listing, which simply means it just keeps renewing every 30 days until you decide to cancel it. But if you're always selling new items and different items, you are going to have to list those items individually. It does take longer to list. On Amazon, it's a lot quicker to list items on Amazon because all you're doing is adding your item's information to the existing listing for that item. Typically, you can just use the barcode or the UPC number to find the item in Amazon's catalog and then just add your product's details to the existing listing. So it's a lot easier and quicker to list. That's one of the things I love about Amazon, and one of the things that I wish eBay had. Well, actually, they do have that available. You can list based on eBay's catalog, so they are improving that dramatically right now. On eBay, you have to ship your own items. On Amazon, you can either ship your own items or you can use a program called FBA. Now, FBA is just revolutionizing e-commerce, and in the next lecture, I'm going to show you the difference, or actually show you how FBA works. Now, there's some benefit to doing FBA, and the FBA means fulfillment by Amazon, where Amazon is actually going to do the shipping for you. So let's get into that one in the next lecture.